Que hola, soy Román González, le mando un saludo a todos los fans, bendiciones, cuídense.
Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
Zotto exposed by Bivol proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BC, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of Zotto exposed by Bivol subscribers. Now, yes, I'm in the parking lot, about to go to the gym soon, and I'm yelling Zotto exposed by Bivol so the world can know and the world can hear that Zotto didn't perform. But anyway, enough of Zotto talk against Bivol. Shout out to Al Heyman, man. I know Al Heyman and PBC have been under scrutiny from the boxing public for the whole Crawford-Spence thing by a lot of people. But you know what? Like, look, I'm not here to be a miserable boxing fan. We got a lot of miserable boxing fans in the world that can't appreciate good fights when they do get announced, when they do get made. And while we're not getting Crawford-Spence, which is what a lot of the boxing public wanted, we're still getting good fights. They just announced Plant versus Benavidez, and now you can say the date. The last PBC card of this year is going to be a momentous occasion. It's going to be two of their top guys at 135, and I fully believe, mark my words, I fully believe the winner of this fight is fighting Gervonta Davis next in 2023. You're going to have two undefeated guys in the Ghost, Frank Martin, speedy southpaw, athletic southpaw. He's going to be taking on none other than the reincarnation of Muhammad Ali himself, Michel Rivera. Now, really good fight. You got a southpaw orthodox matchup. You got one guy and Frank Martin who's got good fundamentals, but he leans more to that of an athletic, quick twitch fighter. Very fast guy, very athletic. Michel Rivera is a guy who's more of a textbook, fundamentally sound boxer. I don't think he's as fast as Frank Martin, but I would say he's probably got the better fundamentals. And it's a good fight. Now, I think what Michel Rivera has going for him in this fight is the fact that he's got one of the best jabs at 135, and I think he's got maybe a slightly better jab than Frank Martin. And he's I would believe, I haven't checked the reaches of the fighters, but I would believe just off of looking at both of them that he's probably a little bit longer than Frank Martin. So I think the key for him is obviously to control the pace of this fight with that jab and don't allow Frank Martin, or minimize Frank Martin from having those explosive spurts of fighting that he likes to fight in. As far as Frank Martin's concerned, I think what he's got going in his favor is the fact that Michel Rivera, while he does have a great jab, he has a style that can sometimes become very repetitive. He throws the same jabs at the same speed. And because of this, it opens up good counter-punching opportunities for his opponents. And he's not necessarily George Chuvalo or Canelo Alvarez with his chin. He's got some questions about his chin, and if Frank Martin can get to that chin of his, he can really go ahead and hurt him. So I like this fight. I think it's happening at a good time for both of them because I think they both picked up a lot of good wins recently. They both have been building the records up and having good, solid, steady performances. And now it's time to figure out who's who. Someone's O has got to go. And like I said, it's a good way, in my opinion, to close out what's been a pretty forgettable year for PBC in 2022. And truth be told, albeit this fight will be on free TV, and albeit this fight is coming at the latter end of the year for PBC, I think it's one of the best fights of the year. I really do, because it's not often that we see in boxing, especially with Al Heyman fighters, two undefeated guys at a really good stage of their careers get matched up. But I truthfully think this matchup is serving a bigger purpose, as the winner of this fight will fight Gervonta Tank Davis next. Now, of these two, who do I think would have a better chance against Gervonta Davis? That's the real question. I think Michel Rivera has the boxing skills to outbox Tank for a good amount of rounds, but he's just, that chin is suspect. And Tank has a way about him, about like being calm, patient, poised. You may win 3 rounds off of him. You may win 3 rounds in a row off of him. But one thing we've seen with Tank, no matter who the opponent is, they win rounds off of him, but he's able to remain calm, composed, and just poised as a fighter. And because of that, Gervonta Davis is able to get knockouts. And I feel like if they fight, I can see Michel Rivera outboxing Gervonta Davis early in the fight, but just getting clipped with something. As far as Frank Martin, I think that would actually be a more interesting fight, because Frank Martin, I feel like he's the kind of guy that has the athleticism to give Tank some problems, because he's kind of more similar to Tank than Michel Rivera is in that sense. And I think some of what he does can offset some of what Tank does. Because oftentimes in boxing, when a fighter fights a fighter another fighter, another opponent who has the same style or attributes that he does, the opponent can offset the positive attributes of the other fighter. So I would say Frank Martin, I would favor him having a better chance against Tank, but I think they would both lose to Gervonta Davis, to be honest with you. Both of them would have to have career best performances and then some to beat Gervonta Davis, you know. But hey, who am I to talk? You know, we watch these fights for a reason. Fights are won in the ring, they're not won off of reputation, and I think this fight will actually help us to learn more about who is Frank Martin, who is the GOAT, and who is the reincarnation of Muhammad Ali, who is Michel Rivera. So it's a good way to close out the year. It's a good way to wrap up the year for PBC in the lightweight division. And yeah, those are just my initial thoughts on Michel Rivera versus Frank Martin. I'll have more videos coming out about this as it gets closer, but consider those my initial thoughts. You guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm gonna go ahead and get my workout in now. Take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.
Just like Mayweather's uncles would say, a lot of people don't know shit about boxing. You know, you do. You've done it.
Thank you.
You about the only smart guy that I know, bro. Nobody knows shit about boxing.
I appreciate it, man.
I want to say, man, make sure to follow True School Sports, always covering boxing at the highest level, man, and make sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel. Follow him on Instagram at Just a Kid from Danny as well.
He the plug.